What's going on, you guys? This is Ian with Average Bros Fit Media, and boy, do I have a good story for you guys today. This one is absolutely freaking incredible. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing to the channel. I love providing this content for you guys, sharing these truly inspirational stories with you, and the whole point of me doing this is to show you that coaches and trainers don't define fitness. You guys do. You have the capacity to be the source of your own greatest inspiration so that you can become your own fitness hero. The lady's name is Miss Jamie, and her story is so incredible. She found a way to transform herself through so much adversity, so much hardship, so much struggle, and she rose up on top. So before I get into the specifics of her story, I'm gonna list out for you guys the things she had to go through for her transformation. And I literally have to read it because it's that many. Here's what she had to deal with going through this process. She is a survivor of ovarian cancer. On top of that, she had a ruptured colloid cyst in the inner and the deepest part of her brain, which caused her minor cluster strokes and a CSF infection. She had loss of mobility in her legs. She had memory loss. At one point, she had extreme malnutrition, and she was homeless, all while traveling 2,000 miles with a child. She made this change going through all of this stuff, right? It doesn't matter at what point it happened. She had to figure out how to take charge of her own body while doing all of this other stuff. So in the beginning, she was not an inactive person, right? She loved to hunt. She did construction work. She was moving all the time. Her gym workouts were more cardio based. So in her words, she never liked how weak she felt and how she was skinny fat. So naturally, she did the necessary amount of research to learn how she could incrementally introduce free weights into her existing program. So she's doing all this, and then the cyst ruptures and she has to go to the hospital. That's when she dropped a severe amount of weight and got down to 126, right? She was fatigued. It took her about a year to build up her endurance again after going through all this stuff just to get through a 20-minute workout. She started trying to eat more, right? So she forced more food into her body. It wasn't necessarily the good kind of food because she said she started gaining a lot of fat while she was trying to eat more. So naturally, again, she had to research and she had to figure out what it takes to eat the right kind of food to gain the healthy weight. And what's really amazing is that through this process of trial and error, she got to a point where she understood what she was eating was making her gain the proper weight, right? The right weight, but she was maintaining fat loss as well. And this is kind of the rule of thumb with any kind of goal you pursue in fitness. You want to get to a point where you kind of have this maintained calorie surplus, right? And that's what she was doing. Through trial and error, through eating bad foods and seeing how her body changed and reacted with that, she got to a point where she was eating good foods and maintaining a surplus where she could burn the right amount of fat and gain the strength necessary to build that muscle. So while she was in this phase of a healthy bulk, once she got to that point where she was maintaining a good diet, the majority of her diet consisted of high protein and good carbs. And you know, this brings up a very good point. Oftentimes, we go down the road of biting off too much that we can't chew. When you're creating a diet, it is logical to understand, right, what foods are good, especially if you're trying to gain a lot of weight, good weight. You are going to want to eat a lot of protein and you're going to want to eat good carbohydrates to fuel those workouts. And she didn't mention much about fat, but in all honesty, I do like the consideration for eating more protein and more carbs if you're going to go down the road of fat burning, strength maintenance, weight gain. Now, her workouts were very compounded. Lots of compound work, very little machine work, a lot more free weight work. So she was doing about 90% free weights and about 10% machine work. So here's what happened. After her initial very successful weight gain, right? She looks amazing. She bulked so well. She decided to change her goal in accordance with how her body was changing, right? So she decided to go into a cut. And she told me some things that were so critical for a good cut. I love the way she put it. She said that she went into a controlled deficit, right? So she cut her calories. She was not going to go into ketosis, which I love that she said, because so often we go too far with that. A calorie deficit always goes off the rails. She did not. She didn't throw it off the rails. In fact, she knew exactly what she was going to be doing. She still prioritized carbs so that, in her words, she could feel her body in the gym. And the way I took that is, when you consume carbs, you feel far more connected with the workout when you're in the gym. You don't feel fatigued. You don't feel as though you're sliding yourself with your workouts. And now she's prepping for a show, and she's only got 2% body fat to lose before she's ready. This is incredible. So to summarize, this lady went from being severely malnourished, right, with all kinds of health issues to deal with, a cyst, just horrible things happening in her life, and she managed to turn it around for the better. It really goes to show you that when you start yourself on this journey, you have to just gradually implement things into your life to create habits out of. And you do so through trial and error. You're not going to know how to do these things properly. You have to be willing to, quote unquote, fail before you succeed in the world of fitness. You've got the inspiration, and Miss Jamie shows it. She is an absolutely amazing, awesome person, right? Go check her out on Instagram and Facebook. The Instagram handle is right here. She is also a trainer. Please message her. She knows so much, and she can truly bring you to a place in fitness that you are going to embrace, right? She's so knowledgeable. She has been through things that not many people have gone through in the world of fitness, right? So go check her out. Go ask her questions. I am sure she'd be more than happy to help. And then go to averagerosefitmedia.com, you guys. I am there for you. Please give me some input on the videos, what you'd like to see. If there's a story you have that you'd like me to share over these videos, I am here to give you guys a platform where you can access the crucial knowledge from people who've been there without a coach. See you next time.